If you are a Canadian retiree or getting close to retirement, what I am about to share with you in the next few minutes could literally change how much money lands in your bank account every single month. Because in 2026, the Canada Pension Plan has gone through some major changes, and most Canadians have absolutely no idea what they are missing. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly how much CPP you can get, what the new maximum is, and the smart moves you can make right now to maximize every single dollar you are entitled to. Welcome back to Canada Pension Authority, the channel dedicated to helping Canadians understand, navigate, and maximize their government pension benefits. I am so glad you are here today, because this is one of the most important topics we have ever covered. Let us start with the big number everyone is talking about. In 2026, the maximum monthly CPP retirement pension has increased to over $1,433 per month. That is right. If you qualify for the full maximum benefit and you start collecting at age 65, you could be receiving more than $17,000 per year just from CPP alone. Now, combine that with old age security, and you are looking at a very solid foundation for your retirement income. But here is the thing most people do not realize. The vast majority of Canadians are not receiving anywhere near the maximum. In fact, the average CPP payment in Canada is significantly lower than the maximum. So why is that? And more importantly, what can you do about it? To understand why so many Canadians leave money on the table, we first need to understand how CPP is calculated. Your CPP benefit is based on three main factors. The first is how long you contributed to CPP during your working years. The second is how much you earned and contributed each year. And the third is the age at which you decide to start collecting. The government looks at your entire earnings history from the time you turned 18 all the way up to the time you apply. They drop out your lowest earning years, which is actually a benefit to you, and then they calculate your average earnings over the remaining years. The higher your average, the higher your benefit. This is why people who worked consistently at or above the year's maximum pensionable earnings, which is known as the YMPE, for most of their career tend to get closer to the maximum payment. Now, let us talk about the new rules in 2026 and what has actually changed. The CPP enhancement that began rolling out in 2019 continues to phase in, and its impact is becoming more and more significant. The enhancement means that if you have been working and contributing to CPP since 2019 or later, you are actually building up what is called a second layer of CPP benefits on top of the traditional base amount. This second layer is calculated separately and is paid on top of your regular CPP, so younger workers and people who were still working after 2019 will eventually receive a higher replacement rate than previous generations of retirees. This is a game changer for people in their 40s and 50s right now who still have working years ahead of them. In 2026, the year's maximum pensionable earnings has also been adjusted. This is the annual income threshold up to which CPP contributions are calculated. When this number goes up, it means higher earners contribute more, and over time, they build a larger entitlement. For 2026, the YMPE has increased, reflecting the ongoing growth in average Canadian wages. This adjustment is one of the reasons the maximum monthly benefit has reached over $1,433. The system is designed to keep pace with the cost of living and average wages, which is actually good news for anyone currently contributing. There is also a second earnings ceiling introduced as part of the CPP enhancement, called the year's additional maximum pensionable earnings, or YAMPE. Contributions on earnings between the YMPE and the YAMPE go toward an additional CPP layer on top of everything else. If you are self-employed or a higher earner, this is particularly relevant because both the employee and employer portions of these enhanced contributions come out of your pocket. But they also mean a bigger benefit down the road. Understanding both ceilings is important for tax planning and for projecting your future retirement income. Now let us get into one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make when it comes to CPP. and that is when you decide to start collecting. You can start as early as age 60, or you can delay all the way until age 70. If you start at 60, your benefit is reduced by 0.6% for every month before your 65th birthday. That works out to a 36% permanent reduction if you start at 60. On the other hand, if you delay past 65, your benefit increases by 0.7% for every month after your birthday. Delay until 70, and your benefit goes up by 42% permanently. So instead of $1,433 per month, someone delaying to 70 could be looking at over $2,000 per month. That is a massive difference, especially if you live into your 80s or 90s. Of course, the right decision for you depends on your health, your other income sources, whether you have a spouse, and your overall financial situation. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. But understanding that this choice exists and that it has a lifelong impact is the first step to making a smart decision. Let us also talk about the CPP post-retirement benefit, which is something a lot of people do not even know exists. If you are already collecting CPP but you are still working and under age 70, you are still contributing to CPP, and every year you contribute while collecting, you earn an additional small benefit called the post-retirement benefit, or PRB. This benefit gets added to your CPP the following year and continues for the rest of your life. It is not huge on its own, but it adds up over time, and it is essentially free extra money for continuing to work. If you are between 60 and 70 and still employed, you have the option to stop contributing to CPP after you start collecting. But many financial advisors actually recommend continuing because of the PRB. Another important area to understand is the CPP survivor's pension and how it interacts with your own retirement benefit. If you are married or in a common law partnership, your spouse may be entitled to a survivor's pension when you pass away. However, there are rules about combining benefits. If your spouse is already receiving their own CPP retirement pension, there are limits to how much total CPP one person can receive. Understanding these rules before you both retire can help you plan more strategically. For example, if one partner has a much higher CPP entitlement than the other, it might make sense for the higher earner to delay collecting in order to maximize the potential survivor benefit. There is also the matter of CPP disability benefits, which convert to retirement benefits at age 65. If you are receiving CPP disability before retirement age, your transition to the retirement pension is automatic. The amount you receive may differ slightly depending on your contribution history before the disability began, but the good news is you do not need to reapply. The system handles the transition for you. Now let us talk about something very practical. How do you find out exactly how much CPP you are going to get? The best way is to log into your My Service Canada account online. This is a secure government portal where you can see your entire CPP contribution history, your projected benefits at different starting ages, and your statement of contributions. I strongly recommend every Canadian over the age of 50 take 30 minutes to log in and review this information. You might be surprised at what you find. Some people discover gaps in their contribution history that they can address before they retire. Others find that delaying just a couple of extra years would substantially increase their monthly payment for life. When you log in, you can also run projections. You can see what you would receive if you started at 60, 65, or 70. You can factor in whether you plan to keep working. This kind of personalized information is invaluable for retirement planning, and it is completely free. If you do not have a My Service Canada account yet, setting one up is straightforward. You will need to verify your identity, either online through a bank login or by receiving a security code in the mail. Once you are set up, all of your government benefit information, including CPP, OAS, and employment insurance history, is available in one place. One more thing I want to address is the impact of inflation on CPP. Your CPP benefit is indexed to inflation. Every January, the payment amount is adjusted based on the Consumer Price Index. In years with high inflation, like we have seen recently, this indexing can result in a meaningful increase to your monthly payment. In 2025 and into 2026, many CPP recipients saw their payments go up because of these inflation adjustments. This built-in protection is one of the reasons CPP is considered one of the most valuable retirement income sources available to Canadians. Unlike a savings account or even many private pensions, CPP keeps pace with rising prices throughout your entire retirement. The bottom line is this: CPP in 2026 is more valuable than ever. The maximum benefit of over $1,433 per month is the result of decades of contributions and years of enhancements to the program. Whether you are close to retirement or still have years ahead of you, understanding how the system works is the single most powerful thing you can do to protect your financial future. Check your My Service Canada account. Know your numbers. Make an informed decision about when to start collecting. And if you have a spouse or partner, plan together. You have worked hard for decades. You have contributed to this program your entire career. You deserve to collect every single dollar you have earned. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button right now. It truly helps this channel reach more Canadians who need this information. And if you are not subscribed yet to Canada Pension Authority, tap that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss an update on CPP, OAS, GIS, or any other Canadian pension and benefit news. Drop a comment below and let me know what topic you want us to cover next. Whether it is OAS at 65 versus 67, GIS eligibility, or how to appeal a CPP decision, we are here to answer your questions. This is Canada Pension Authority, and we will see you in the next video.